In this video, I made decisions that made no sense as South Africa. Could I take South Africa into all of Africa? Watch the video to see. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today, I think I have an interesting video, that's for sure, and we're going to be playing a nation that I've played as maybe only once ever in Hearts of Iron 4, and that is South Africa. So let's just hop right on into it, and you know what? I'm actually going to tick Historical AI off just to see what happens today, but we'll leave Iron Man mode on, and we'll hop right on into it. Everyone, welcome to South Africa. Start off with 6 divisions, 38,000 spare manpower, 10 factories, very little war support, but actually, surprisingly, a pretty good stability. And here is our tree as South Africa today. Now, I don't know what I actually want to do as South Africa. One thing I do know is that I will not be going with the British, so we'll be abandoning Westminster. So we'll at least start that focus, and then depending on what the UK decides to do, that's when I'll make my decision whether to go right or left, even though this path is on the right and this path is on the left. And great, we only start off with 2 research slots as South Africa. That's fantastic. Now, I'm sure many of you know there is a formula for South Africa, and that is to recreate the Zimbabwean Empire. So hopefully that will be one of our goals of this video, is to recreate the Zimbabwean Empire. Maybe we can make South Africa, well, all of Africa. Okay, so we've abandoned Westminster. We're going to start to get some daily autonomy tech, which is very nice, and some negative daily democracy support. Again, very good. The UK has done limited rearmament first. Let's see what they do now. They are doing a change in course, so they will not be sticking democratic. Again, I want to see what they do here before we keep on going. We'll do South African railways. We get train technology for free. Okay, now the UK is doing concessions to the trade union, so they'll be going communist today, and that means they'll be letting us go free eventually, and they'll be releasing all of these nations down here in Africa, hopefully. That is a positive to what we want to do today. And yes, there you see it. The UK is revisiting their colonial policy now. Great, I love South Africa. We have 1 general. I literally had to promote this guy from field command, and so I've promoted my general to field marshal. I can't believe we really only have 1 general as South Africa. Looks like there's a lot of communism going on. The UK is going communist. I think the German Empire might be going communist because they've let the expatriated communists return, and I just saw a Norwegian communist civil war. Definitely would be easier for us to go communist and align ourselves with these nations, but also it would make for a fun game to go against all the communist powers. The Kingdom of Germany is now here, led by a democratic Konrad Adenauer. Alright, and with Pretoria Arms done, I think I've decided what I want to do as South Africa today, and we are not going to be empowering the workers. Instead, we will be supporting the Afrikaner Broederbond. That's probably not how you say that, but let's do this now, and we'll start ticking towards the Brown Party. I don't know what nations are going this path today. Hopefully at least some. Okay, it looks like Mussolini probably is sticking around. He's already eaten King Zog. Alright, and we can already work towards going down here. We can celebrate the Great Trek for some political power, and then with South Africa first, we just become free and leave the Allies just like that. So that's what we're going to do next, and we get the rule to create our own faction. If anyone has any names for the faction, let me know in the comments, and I'll read them before I finish the rest of this video. Any time travelers, I'll check my comment section right now, and then that way, I'll know what the faction name is, and I'll know if time travel exists. Just for the time travelers in the room, make sure you send your message in by July 28th at 2 p.m. Okay, it's 2:08 p.m. right now, so you should have had 8 minutes to come up with a good faction name. Let's check them out. Alright, let's check our notifications here, and I don't really see any time travelers nor any faction names. Okay, well, we'll have to come up with something then, and I'm not that creative of a guy, so I'll have to think very long and hard about this one. Okay, there's South Africa first. So yes, we are out of the Allies now, and we are a free nation. Now this is part of what I want to do. Because the UK is communist, obviously they were super not a fan of King Edward. He was exiled in our timeline of democratic UK. Imagine what they do to him in a communist UK. So we're gonna take him under our wing and get a king for our people, and we get Edward VIII here down in South Africa. Beautiful, let's do that now. And right after we get this focus, a king for our people done, we do have the support for the Brown Party to hold our national referendum, so we'll be doing that right after. Let's just get Edward over here first, and there it is, a king for our people, and my game has nearly crashed. It must be a Soviet civil war if I had to guess. Wow, I am so smart. Yeah, we now have a king for our people, and there he is. Edward VIII is here in South Africa. Let's hold our national referendum, and we flip to the Brown Party, and Edward is still here, of course, and now we have this weird looking man as our leader. In the meantime, we'll support the Osawa Brandwag, and fix our factory and dockyard output a little bit. And now that we are led by the Brown Party, let's get our faction here. Well, I think it makes the most sense to do African domination, so let's select African unity here. And time travelers, you missed your chance. We're going to create our faction. Very original, very funny. Instead of Pretoria, we'll call it the Pretoria Pact. And we'll give ourselves a nice African continent logo. for our faction as well, and we can invite everyone that would approve, which are a grand total of 0 countries. Hey, remember how I was saying, well, maybe Italy will be on our team this game? Why is Dino Grandi in charge, and why are they in the Allies as a Brown Party member with a communist UK? Come on, Dino. Somebody say cheap labor? Oh my gosh, I sure did. Let's do the Native Laws Amendment Act. Alright, this is a pretty bad spirit for us. A history of segregation, minus 55% recruitable population factor, and I really don't think this makes too much sense given this man in charge, but that's what we're doing today. This is cursed, and we have Edward VIII, and of course some cheap labor. Now it looks like the UK is in crisis. Everyone is declaring independence from the evil Union of Britain. You love to see it. India, come on, get out of there too. You don't need to be in there. And our armed forces, we're up to 11 divisions. Let's keep it going. We're going to be strong in no time and ready to go in on the evil colonial powers. With our upgraded divisions with 100 soft attack, I've got some infantry guns in them and some support artillery and engineers. They're not that bad for where we are in the game right now, honestly. But I think it's time we get rid of our segregation because manpower will be a concern for us today. So let's do the War Measures Act. I'm going to start heading on down here to reconstitute the Cape Corps and expand the Cape Corps because I'd rather have manpower than a little cheap labor. As much as modifying my cheap labor does sound very appealing to me, I do need the manpower. Chief of Air Force, Adolf Milan. Is he perhaps related to DF Milan? Let's look it up. Okay, well, yep, that's definitely what I thought about this man here. Okay, I don't think they're related. I think they just share a last name. These guys probably wouldn't like each other. There's a fun history lesson, guys, in my video. There you go. Have fun learning about South Africa. Okay, we have a Brown Party France. Good to know. And we have the USA, who is going interventionist with Alf Landon. Now, if I had to predict how I think this game is going to go from this point onwards, I think I'm going to go to war with Portugal. Portugal is going to join the German faction, and I'm going to end up at war with Germany, France, and Portugal, and whoever else wants to join Germany's faction. And I think that will probably put me in an alliance with the Union of Britain, because I'm guessing they'll be at war with them, and the Soviets will be at war with Germany as well. I mean, whichever side of this comes out on top in the Civil War, of course. And we probably will end up working with the communists after all. That's just my prediction on how I think this is going to go. We'll see how right I am. I mean, maybe I'm a genius or maybe I'm an idiot. Okay, here's a few factions starting to pop up. France is the leader of the Latin Entente. Germany, the leader of Mittel Europa, which is a very similar color to no faction at all. And then you have the Balkan Pact with the United Kingdoms of Hungary and Romania. That's a very interesting path. Should I do that path in a video? That seems very schizophrenic and fun, actually, so maybe I'll do that in a video sometime. Of course, we also have the Pretoria Pact down here as well, with Peter Griffin in charge. Okay, and, well, the UK has appeared to decolonize. Oh, but they are actually still dominions of them, which sucks. That really sucks. I thought they would be let free, but no, the UK loves their colonialism, even as a communist nation. I got really excited there when I saw the Dominion of Botswana pop up. I should have realized Dominion is in the name, but maybe they'll break free. I don't know how this is going to work. I still think I'm going to be going after Portugal. Alright, and finally we have gotten rid of segregation, probably much to the dismay of Peter Griffin, our leader here. World tension is only at 16% here, and we're nearing 1940. So that explains why my war support is still only at 16%. I can't get off of early mode. Please, I want to get off of early mode. Okay, we are starting to see some of the colonies start to leave. Beautiful. Union of the Botswana people. Let's justify on them 230 days. Good lord. Actually, you know what we can do? We can hire our boy DF Milan, taking 10% of that justify war goal time down. Let's see now. 155 days. Okay, so Portugal has decided to go democratic, and I was looking through their focus tree on what this does lead to, and as you can see, this is probably the path they did here, and they can join the Allies. So I hovered over it to say, well, yeah, they're probably going to join the communist allies, but no, you can see the effect is that the Kingdom of Germany gets an event for Portugal to join Middle Europa. Alright, our justification is complete. Let's declare war on the Union of the Botswana people. Sorry, Quet. We will be taking over your country now. But what I'm going to do is justify on Ethiopia. They're part of the African Union, and there goes the Union of the Botswana people. And once we're at war with the African Union, then I'll start justifying on Portugal, and hopefully somehow they'll join the African Union. I doubt they can, but it's just maybe something that we can do to help sway these guys away from joining Middle Europa. And there we go, we just completed our long-term goal to win the war. Don't tell them who we won the war against and how minor of a war this was, but yeah, we won, guys. We did it. Oh, okay, well, this is interesting. Portugal has now released their colonies here, their public Republic of Angola and the Republic of Mozambique. They are still puppets of them. That might actually allow them to join the African Union. I don't know. Yes, this video is now one big Family Guy joke. And the Union of Britain has banished the royal family. Well, guys, if you want to join Edward VIII, come on down to South Africa. We'll welcome you in, and we'll also declare war on Ethiopia and start justifying on the Republic of Mozambique, which is only 15 days. And let's line up our troops on the Mozambique and Angolan border. Alright, and our justification on Mozambique is done. Let's declare war on them and declare war on Angola as well, because we can, and there actually is nothing here, so let's move on in. Just hit our magic buttons here, and we'll see how far we make it. And look at that, France and Italy wants to send some volunteers. Yes. Oh, and there is the first Portuguese division that has been spotted here. And there we go. We have taken out Mozambique, and Germany has war goals on France and Italy. Okay, this is all going down here. Okay, well, I was not expecting that. Okay, that makes sense. It seems the Germans declared on the Civil War, and now the Soviet Union is in Middle Europa. Okay, poor Trotsky is, well, let's just say not very well liked by the world, because Japan has now declared on him as well. Yep, and Trotsky no longer exists. That was scary. I almost lost this tile, which I've been building a supply hub on for so long now. It's done in just 6 days. I had to do a little last stand here. That was very, very close. But once we get the supply hub built, come on, stop, please stop attacking. Just let me build the supply hub. Let my workers work for very cheap, of course. And there's the supply hub. Now we should have supply and be able to push the Portuguese out of the rest of Angola here. Okay, big things have just happened. Italy is now in the Latin Entente, no longer the Allies, and the Allies no longer exist. It's been replaced by the British Communist Alternative, which also means all of these guys are now independent nations. Let's justify on them, and everything is going down. Middle Europa is now at war with the Latin Entente. The Soviets still in Middle Europa. Come on, guys. And I guess while we're at it, let's get some fighters into design, and once we get some CAS, we should be able to push anywhere in Africa. And this will be our fighter design, and will be called the Jacob Ham 4124 after an elite channel member. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, there is one justification done. Let's declare it and instantly just push in, and we'll begin justifying on Zambia as well. And they have joined the African Union, so that is very good. We have avoided them joining a major faction for right now. And let's finally finish off Zambia here. And there they go, meaning we can now restore the Zimbabwean Empire. Let's do it. Let's get some cores here, and we are now the Great Zimbabwe. Look at that manpower come in. Look at those factories. Not too bad. I just want to take out Angola first, but Portugal actually has quite a stiff resistance, so we might as well just go after communist Malawi. Say Malawi, bro. Say Malawi. Let's go after them and take them out. If that joke makes the video, then this video sucks. Now we've mopped up a few independent nations here. Next up is the People's Republic of Kenya, which will finally put us on the border with Ethiopia, the leader of the African Union. They have 22 to 50 divisions. Just realized I forgot to research dive breaks, but this will be our CAS for the video today, and it will be called the Yanni Kafti 1 after another elite channel member. Thank you very much for your support as well. The Soviets have left Middle Europa and are now part of the British Communist Alternative, and Germany has war goals on all of them, so looks like this will be a probably three-way war here. And what did Austria do? Austria ate Hungary, who had eaten Romania before. That is a very cursed Austria. I don't know why the AI does this, but the AI works in mysterious ways. They had like 7 divisions per tile. I moved my guys over here to instead justify, and I was going to take out Ethiopia before I even took out this, so I swapped the 11 divisions over here, and now they have very little resistance, and I think I should be able to actually push this tile and maybe get into the port. Let's see. And yes, there you go. We have indeed made it into the port. Portuguese are finally not a threat to us. Oh, seriously? They actually have military access to the Belgian Congo. Are you kidding me? And stay out. Alright, we have our air up, we have everything ready. Let's declare war on the People's Republic of Kenya, and we'll hit our magic button. As well, I want to start justifying on other independent nations here in Africa, like the Socialist Nigerian Federation, and get these guys all into the African Union as well. And the Ethiopians are starting to arrive. We've already encircled a few and taken them out, and yeah, we are melting through their divisions right now. There's another nice encirclement here for us in Ethiopia. Look at that, the Portuguese support planes are here. Our arch nemesis, Portugal. Alright, so we are at the gates of Addis Ababa, and every independent African nation, I guess apart from the Commune of the Sudan, is now in the African Union. Maybe I should go after these guys and encircle Ethiopia from all sides. We'll train up some new divisions, of course. We have the equipment, right? I guess we do need a bit of towed artillery, but that's not the end of the world. And hey, perfect. We have completed our cipher on Ethiopia, so let's activate it now, and we'll push into the capital. And there we go. There's Addis Ababa. They are 91% towards capitulation, and we'll declare on Sudan. I don't think they have any units. Yeah, they don't. And Ethiopia capitulated just in time. Okay, for some reason, Sudan's not in there. But yeah, the war is over, and let's take our cores back. There we go. We have taken our cores, and why was everybody not in this faction? People have joined the British Communist Alternative. That's going to put us at war with the British Communist Alternative. Okay, so the Union of Britain and the Soviet Union. Fantastic. So I guess Germany is our new friend. Friendship ended with Italy and France. Germany, you are the new homie. Well, it looks like our homies in France are indeed taking out all these other guys here, but we do now have to push all the way to Alexandria up here in Egypt to stamp out the British and Soviets in the region. Let's get on an aggressive battle plan and get there quickly. Well, since France has been kicked out of the mainland and their capital is in Casablanca, we can invite them into the Pretoria Pact. That's funny. Dare I? Actually, I don't think that's in our best interest because Germany is an ally of us technically right now because they will be at war soon with the Soviets, and I don't want to fight Germany, so I'm going to hold off on inviting France. Plus, they have a lot of African territory that needs to be decolonized. Oh, well, that might be France gone, and yes, it is France gone. Okay, somehow Ethiopia is back here. I guess they released them from France or Italy, but there are now a few independent nations that are ripe for the picking here. I've got 12 new divisions out to take out these guys while we continue our push into Egypt, which surprisingly going not too bad, and they've left the front line. That should be a nice easy encirclement for us right here. Alright, well, unfortunately, Germany is guaranteeing Djibouti, so we're going to have to move away from that one. Ethiopia is being guaranteed by Japan, okay, so we won't do them. Maybe we can get Eritrea. We'll justify on them instead. As was foretold, the Kingdom of Germany is now at war with the Union of Britain and the Soviet Union, so I guess my prediction of the Germans being the main enemy of the video was completely wrong. They are actually our greatest ally. I love when it lets you build an airport in a place like here in Aswan, and the airport actually spawned in enemy territory, so not only do I not get to use the airport, but now they get to use the airport. Oh, and look at this. Spain and Portugal are at war, so if Spain takes out Portugal, we'll have another peace deal on our hands. We should probably get some nice mountaineer divisions. They'll help us a lot fighting here in Africa, and these will be our mountaineer divisions. They'll be called the Real Dizzy One after another channel member. We got them up to 30 combat width. That should be okay for us. That hopefully should push us over the edge here and help us take out this stiff resistance from the British Communist Alternative and the Soviet Union. There is quite a few divisions here, but Germany looks to be doing quite well. It looks like Spain has taken out Portugal, and we can actually take this land now in a peace conference. So let's go ahead and do that, see what we can get. Okay, we can indeed take all of Africa. Unfortunately, we can't take their navy, although that would be very lovely. But what I'm going to do instead is we will puppet the Portuguese where we can. Let's get a Chinese puppet as well. There we go. Cost of our garrison is getting quite heavy, so what I've decided to do is release some nations here. I accidentally released this nation. I forget if we court or not, but that's okay. We need some relief because we are very much out of equipment, and yes, our garrison has been fully replenished. We were at negative 20,000 infantry equipment, but that has got us back over into the positives again. The Union of Britain demands decolonization. Who are they to say? We are an African nation. They are not. Okay, wait a minute. How the heck did these guys just steal our land right here? Not cool, Ethiopia. I will remember this. Was wondering where my supply went, and I guess they just stole the railway and stole everything we owned. Alright, you know what? Instead of just fighting the rest of the game here in Egypt, we're gonna go for Chad, who is guaranteed by the Confederated Finno-Russian Republics, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Let's push on into Chad, and hopefully then we can start going around Africa this way, and maybe we'll be able to actually do something. And there we go. Right, there we go. A new front has been opened because we've carved through the Pan-Sahelian Empire, the Central African Empire, and now Nationalist Cameroon. I'm ready for a nice expansion into West Africa because I'm not having any fun here in Egypt. And our mountaineers are doing very well. We've already defeated a British division here that has showed up, and we're pushing along through the ports into Ghana. The Kingdom of Libya has now revolted in the Union of Britain, and yeah, they still do have a ton of divisions on our front, and we can actually see how many now, but that is another nice distraction for us. We're also pushing very nicely into West Africa. We've been encircled here, but I think we can get our boys out. I don't know how I'm pushing now with just 24 divisions here, but I am. So if we can make it to the supply hub, then we'll be back in business. There we go. There's a few units encircled. We are back. And it looks like we're actually pushing the tile with the airport. Oh my gosh. We've done it. Please get the air in here immediately. Alright. I want all these units encircled. I want them destroyed. Come on, boys. We can do it. That's 15 divisions right here in this tile. And we've actually done it. We have managed to encircle all of these British divisions. Oh my gosh. It is so worth it. And that is 28 divisions. Oh, it's beautiful. And there we go. Egypt has indeed capitulated. Maybe another nice encirclement here in the Middle East. Let's see. Yes, and with the capture of Jerusalem, we got ourselves an achievement because we have Edward VIII and we control Jerusalem. And with the capture of the Liberian Free State, we've got a navy now because we took their navy. Let's see. A big navy. Yeah, 9 destroyers. And we got our boy Guy Halifax in charge. We'll see if we can do something with that. I'm not sure if we'll get onto the British, but it looks like the Germans are doing work here in the Soviet Union. Yeah, we have definitely done work in Africa. I mean, look at us. We've all but kicked out resistance now. Just these last few tiles to go. And there we go. Africa has been mopped up, and the Great Zimbabwe now controls, well, pretty much all of Africa, apart from nations that have been guaranteed or stuff like that. All with our boy, King Edward VIII, here at the helm. I think that's going to do it for this one. The British communist alternative definitely on the way out. The Germans and Middle Europa are doing very well here in Russia. They have Moscow. They're at the gates of Stalingrad, and there is no way for the British to get back into continental Europe. I mean, maybe the soft underbelly, but it looks like they've got them contained there. We have accomplished our goals of kicking out Africa from the colonizers. Just ignore the Congo. Actually, no, never mind. You cannot ignore the Congo. The Congo is a free nation, of course. All of these guys are now free, totally free, not puppeted at all, independent nations, free from colonialism. Big thank you to all of my channel members. They're up on screen right now. I really truly appreciate your support. And if you've watched this far, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.